All right, everybody, we're here for the women's finals at the San Francisco Tour Stop, the first major tournament of this season. My name is Bryce Clifford. I am here with Shaun Boyer, legend in the game, and we are here to watch Kickstart take on the, coming off two fresh wins, of Biggie Smalls in the final. This thing's going to be epic.
It really is. We got to see Biggie Smalls take down Miramontes and Wu earlier, but interestingly enough, Kickstart was one of the teams that beat Biggie Smalls in pool play earlier today, so this could go either way in this matchup.
Yeah, the wind is howling out here in the San Francisco area here in sunny California. Beautiful weather all day, but it has been a long day. They have been out here for several hours. They're making their way to the center court, and they look as fiery as ever. I mean, they look ready to go.
They do. I'm really excited for this. As you mentioned, the wind has been slowly picking up throughout the day, kind of off and on, getting worse. And we've seen a lot of sloppy play, uncharacteristic sloppy play from these players who maybe aren't so used to playing under these conditions, but it will for sure be a part of the storyline here in the finals of this major here for the women. And a lot of money riding on it, bragging rights. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Big one to watch. And now Biggie Smalls coming to center court to meet their competitors. They dropped a game in pool play. The only game that either of them lost was the one they played against each other, where Kickstart took them in three. All three games weren't necessarily 2-point games. It was like 21-16, 21-15, 21-16, something like that. So these teams can get streaky, but I think it'll come down to what? Limiting mistakes in the win, basically?
Yeah, limiting mistakes. In that game 3 that Kickstart ended up taking the series on over Biggie Smalls, the biggest difference I saw was just some unforced errors from Biggie Smalls, Pierson whiffing some shots that she normally hits. So hopefully she's had some time to reset and can come into this game fresh. But I would not be surprised if this series goes 3 games. These teams are going to be battling it out.
Well, their first one did. I would love to see it. It's more women's round net for us. I'm sure they would love to win in 2, but a win is a hefty prize pool for cash earnings for all these people that travel. All 4 of these women responsible for helping grow the sport in their respective communities. So this is definitely one to watch as Biggie Smalls takes their stance, going for a three-peat here in San Francisco. Pierson ready to rip serve number 1, and it's a good one. Sarah swings with her right. It's good, and Kickstart on the board first.
Nice and clean there. Smooth hit from Kickstart. Good setting. And you saw Allie trying to come across and get a hand on that. But it was just a half step late.
Karah Hui, she can definitely swing with both hands. Has a couple of different serves up her sleeve. Well, she's not wearing sleeves, but you know what I mean.
Up the imaginary sleeves for sure. We saw her she hit a couple just insane on the run behind the back, outstretched arm in the series before that gave them a lot of momentum and won those crucial points. So keep an eye out for that here. She's incredibly accurate with it.
Foster getting her first serve in. It's an easy one. And a backhand flick. No one can defend that. That was a great shot by Karah Hui.
That flick was nasty. I mean, if she had flicked it back towards us, I would have been impressed, but she went a totally different direction. I didn't even know it was possible.
And good first high pass, but a botched set from Allie Foster. She didn't do that the entire semis, really. She played solid as a rock. That's the first one there. It's early, still shaking it off. I mean, this is the main stage. There's a lot at stake, and there's going to be a lot of nerves here in this game.
Totally. And that's those unforced errors that we've been talking about and minimizing those as best you can.
That was a very Buddy Hammond-style second serve from Sarah Allen, who couldn't quite get there. Very athletic player. I love that they're just booping on the second shot to put themselves in a position to play defense. She's all smiles. She is stoked to be playing here in a final.
Yeah, and that's one of those shots on defense where maybe you're not getting it the first time, but if you're a smart player, intelligent player, and you're starting to read the defense, then later in this series, you maybe rotate a half step sooner and you're in the right spot. So I think half the battle of a good series is sort of feeling the other team out in that first game.
Really close on that first serve from Katie Pierson. She starts side by side. stance as she stares down the net, and Karah for swing number 2 puts that one up. Gonna call it a little bit high. Don't think there's gonna be much of an argument there, and the ball will go into the hands of Kickstart. Karah swings. Good first serve. Backhand by Katie. Oof. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough. Point for Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, somehow Pierson got a lot of power behind that awkward upward backhand. At least enough for Hui to not really know what to do with it.
Make them make the mistakes. Just get it on the net. Magical things can happen. This first pass is high. Well, the serve was high. So this one will just go straight to Allen. Changes up her stance, decides to cross up. Gets this one on. Good set from Pierson, but instead of using her backhand or left hand as we saw her do in the semi, she tried to swing an awkward right position herself well, get the footwork in there, didn't pan out.
Yeah, it didn't pan out, but they're playing well.
Another good serve. Sarah Allen feeling it on the service line. Great defense. 2-hand swings lefty. Pierson is in the right spot already. Now swings with the right hand.
Wow.
Bowling shot and drops that one out of the reach of Kickstart.
That's one of those ones where I would say that Allen, really earned that. She got such a good touch on defense, but then that transition into offense, her hit was pretty weak, pretty easy to defend for Pierson, and in turn ended up losing the point in the end.
Yeah, it was great effort all around. She is definitely one of the most athletic players in the women's circuit. I expect to see a good bit of defense from both of these teams, really. A big serve, but must have just clipped a pocket or a rim. And now she will try to serve yet again. Karah Hui to receive. Takes a step to her right, receives with her right. Second pass a little bit low. They'll let this hit. Now Pierson set, swung on by Foster. A great open hand push and gets the point.
Smart hit. Even better set to give her all those options from Pierson there. And Hui was, caught between a rock and a hard place with that one. Guessed one way and ended up being wrong, but not much else you can do.
Yeah, that was a great push. Very smart shot you'll see a lot of players do at this top level. And now Katie Pierson gets to serve again as she changes her stance. Crossed up, straight left leg that she swings out to her left and hits the front rim on a big swing.
We were joking earlier that she may be the Smalls in Team Biggie Smalls, but she comes with a big power.
Oh yeah, she's not afraid to swing away at all times. This time steps out right, swings again. A little different than what we saw in the semi. She took some of those a little bit easy and just made sure to cut them. That one, she just was letting them fly.
Yeah, I think probably got a little more under it than she was expecting, and goes over a drop here from Allen.
Allen, who's on her way, had to take an interesting route to avoid Allie Foster, but nevertheless, that ball was put in a good spot. Great point, textbook point for Biggie Smalls.
Absolutely. And
back on one.
Here.
You know, the old textbook hitting on one play. She flexes Sarah Allen over there.
You got to love that. That's as silly as it seems, such a good momentum change for them where it could easily have been an ace and put them in a hole. They get an incredibly fortunate touch off a good serve that earns them the point.
Hey, whatever gets it done. That's a huge serve. Expect a lot of those from Hui. She gets a soft touch, tries to put it over her head. Good awareness, but not able to put that second hit high enough. Athletic maneuvers, but tying it up is Biggie Smalls, and now Katie Pierson as they, they're rotating, it seems like. It is 7-8, actually, so they haven't tied it up. 7-8.
And that was really smart from Foster there. A very veteran move where sometimes when you read the defense up, if they're cheating up on defense and trying to get their body around the net, you can just hit it soft into them, and they're not going to get that big touch that they're hoping for.
Very smart play. Not everyone has the awareness to do it, but great recognition by Foster. Now Pierson, still sporting those Pit Vipers, serves that one up over the head of Allen and will be high, and now Allen will get to see what she can bring to the service line as she stares down a much smaller opponent in Pierson. Keeps that serve low. Pierson swings hard with the right hand. Good touch by Hui, but Allen on the dive couldn't get it back to the net. Good touches, but still point for Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, and you kind of, at least I'm getting the feeling that Allen is slowly working herself into this game and starting to understand maybe where the ball is going to be. She's so athletic that I think once it starts to click, she's going to be getting way more touches than we're seeing even now.
Low passes. Everyone's getting really scrappy. Big lefty swing from Allie Foster. She trips over her teammate. Everyone's good. Everyone's checking. We're good. Everyone's good. No one's hurt. Pretty out of system play, but point for Kickstart as the wind is kicking up here in San Francisco.
It's hard to tell just looking out there for the viewers at home, but this wind is gnarly. It's moving the ball left and right, and if the ball has any height on it, it's probably going to be traveling a few feet out of its space where it started.
Yeah, that even that, if you're paying close attention, that ball went up away from our view here, ended up about 5 feet right of where it looked like it was going to land. Now Pierson, all focus all the time, is at the service line in her matching blue cleats with her teammate Allie Foster. Steps out wide right, swings very hard. Kickstart thought about playing it, but first touch wasn't good. We'll let Katie try this again. All these ladies having to move their hair out of their face constantly today. Swings, good cut serve. Good set from Hui across the net, but Pierson in a good spot. Almost wanted to take the soft touch Allie set. She brought it with her, and kind of a missed opportunity.
It really was, because Allen was on her left hand there, non-dominant left hand, and yeah, a relatively easy defense there for Pierson, but Foster just got a sloppy touch and didn't give her anything to work with.
Pierson, I think, really wanted to take that soft touch. Big swing, Karah bodies up, but Kickstart not quite positioned well enough. Kind of have to get a little bit lucky. A little bit of luck goes a long way when you're playing that body defense. We see it time and time again from a lot of California players, actually, but Allen hands that back to Foster, who's going to be looking at a second serve. Stands tall, swings hard. First pass a little bit short. Karah Hui bowls that one, and it hits the rim.
Yeah, I mean, 11s here. They've been kind of flirting with a couple-point lead back and forth throughout this match.
That's a big serve.
Big serve from Foster. They're going to get that checked by the observers, see what the call is. And I believe they're calling it clean, so that will be 12-11 to Biggie Smalls, their first lead of the game, I believe.
Yeah, big serve from Foster at a crucial time. I mean, halfway through the match, taking a lead, trying to just reset the narrative. Like, hey, we're Biggie Smalls. We've won the last 2 tournaments. We're a force to be reckoned with. But that backhand from Hui into the wind that just knocks it down, stays low, hard to defend. How do you defend that?
I mean, in this sport, you'll find some you just don't defend.
Big swing from Karah Hui, pardon me. Drops this one. Pierson's set is good. This one will get banged. Wind will carry it, but Allen is there. This set needs to go back towards the net. Allen's left hand can't quite get it there. All the athleticism, all the defense, but couldn't transition it into an offensive play.
No, we talked about that in the first semifinal of thinking it might be smart to just put some of those boom balls way up high, send it deep, and let the other team try and work it back, because it's so difficult in this wind, and you saw them struggling in what would have normally be a pretty rudimentary play falling apart.
Yeah, no wind, they get it back to the net 9 times out of 10. All this wind, it's just an extra element to think about every time you touch the ball. So we'll see if they kind of wise up. I mean, it's got to be, what, 15 miles an hour? This wind's cooking.
Yeah, and when you really think about it, there's a lot of factors to think about when you're trying to set it. So you're making sure you're going to get a good hand on the ball because it's moving around up there, and then with that, you're thinking about how much pace you need to put on it to counteract the wind and making sure it goes where you want it to.
And a little bit of a bang from Katie Pierson, getting her first ace of the match, I believe. So great from her as she tries to extend the lead for Biggie Smalls. Swings hard again. This one is high, but she'll get another chance at it, another swing, another go. Sporting the knee pads, changes out the ball, wants the feel, wants the grip on this probably second cut serve here. Does cut it. They're going to call this high. She thinks, nope, high.
She agrees, and yeah, interesting mentioning how she switched out the balls. You'll find a lot of the top servers in today's game have a really strong preference of what balls they want to use and what feels better in their hand, their grip, when they're trying to get certain spins on it.
All right, I like Foster choosing not to play that, forcing kickstart to make something happen. 1, 2, 3. Here's the boom ball yet again. Allen is there, but can't get this one back towards the net. And again, that's the second time in a row it's been effective.
Yeah, it really has. Those deep ones are just so hard to run down, and Allen gave her best effort, but what can you do in that situation?
Well, she has to chase it down, hit it over her head with enough pace to beat the wind on the way back. It's a lot to ask for. So from this position where they are on our right, camera's right here, I'd like to see them go 1, 2, 3, set this across the net, hit it that direction. There you go. Right on cue. Very, very textbook play from them.
It's almost like they can hear you. That was kind of right how you drew it up, but that's smart. It's making the defense move, and they found a lot of space there.
Yeah, I think they're going to, subconsciously or not, I think they've kind of started to wise up, and I expect them to try to push a couple more of their sets across.
Yeah, I think that's what the simple thing to do is. Maybe they're struggling to do it because of the wind. I'm not totally sure, but they're finding their openings when they can.
1 point game. Hui serves. I think the wind actually helped her out on the serve there. That was a great ace. And all of a sudden we're tied up again, Shaun.
Big serve from Hui there. I think you're right that maybe the wind at its side gave it that extra inch to just get it out of the reach of Pierson there. But Hui will love that and maybe try and do it again here.
She's swinging hard. She wants it. She is hungry.
And that ace did bring us back level at 15-15, so we're all square with the final stretch.
Very hard again. Pockets that one. And now Pierson, who has an ace of her own in this game, gets to serve at Allen. I think she'll step out wide right here. I'm no guru, but I think she'll step out right. Try to put this away from Karah Hui. Try to put it on the, even though it's the dominant hand of Allen. Steps out wide right, tries to cut.
Well, that's why they pay you the big bucks, Bryce.
You just see all the space that's between the teammates. If you can put it even further away and make her set it into the, or with the wind all the way over there so it has to come back through more wind, it's not a bad tactic. So we'll see if she does it again. She usually cuts her second one. Took it a little too easy. Far pocket. Back to level.
Yeah, it's a good point, though. It's I don't know if the average person really understands sort of all the intricacies of strategy that go into sort of each play and each serve and each hit or positioning. Thinking about maybe trying to make it a little harder for the other team to get those sets.
Yeah, a lot of these guys do something for a reason, right? She steps out wide right. Sarah gets it on the net typically. Not this time. I spoke a little too soon. Gets it on the net to make sure that they can play defense. And you'll see, like in our semifinal, thus Barabatai, all gas, no brakes. They're ripping all their second serves. Everyone opts for a different approach. It's what's comfortable to them, but they have a reason for everything. And this first pass is good. Set with the wind, and now a big backhand. Just gets that just past the left shoulder of Allie Foster, and Hui and Allen get another point.
Yeah, Hui strongly preferring that backhand to any sort of left, it seems, but it's been working up until now. She's deadly accurate with it.
That serve looked very Miramontes-esque, who she's played with a lot in the past on the one leg. That's a great second serve. Nice set by Katie as the wind died down. Soft touch. Has to set this very far against the wind. Great effort, great awareness, but couldn't get it back. And good play, seriously, from Pierson and Foster. They're figuring it out again.
They are, and that was a good play. I think maybe could have done a little better if Allen had gone around to the far side of the net and had a more direct approach, but they're not making it easy, which is all you can ask for here at the last few points in game one.
This major event. Oh, Kickstart's actually opting to play this. Stopping me in my tracks. Foster, I feel, could have given a little bit more of a effort to that. The wind's holding everything up over there. It looked like it bounced 3 feet away from her foot.
Yeah, it seemed like a little hesitation on her end, and you and me both kind of caught off guard that that point had already happened.
Good passes here. This time, Allen will get this one up. The set to the left hand of Allen on the run and can't get it there. They're so close on so many of these, but Biggie Small's doing just enough to make sure they're staying in this game, staying level. As we see this set over the shoulder, very awkward touch. Great try, but couldn't quite get it back to the net.
Yeah, so unfortunate there. Hui, I mean, Allen did so good to get to the ball, and Hui just didn't get the set that they really needed. Would have been a huge break, too.
Foster's first one does pocket up. They don't play it. And she misses the second one. Good choice.
19-19 here. Game 1 of this women's final in San Francisco. First major of the year. Hui back to serve.
And oh, what a spicy backhand. Katie Pierson decides to drop that one after a great pass from a phenomenal backhand, but I think it hit her twice there or some sort of miscue. What a huge backhand.
Yeah, at first sight, it seemed pretty clever for her to hit on two there, catch the defense off guard, but she must have maybe stepped in the no-hit zone there, did something, some sort of infraction to send the point Kickstar's way. And they have a 1-point lead here in our game to 21, win by 2.
She tried to go right back at it, hit another backhand, decides to drop this, get it on. Foster setting to Pierson. They got a defensive touch here. They just need to get this on the net. The wind holding everything up. Allen couldn't set her feet to take home game 1. And if they lose this, that is a point that they will think about for the while.
Yeah, that was, I mean, everything you could ask for. A good up-close defensive touch that gives you a lot of time to think about the set, but they're setting it so high. I think they need to keep it low and sort of aim it at the net so the wind doesn't have as much effect.
Kickstart still in the driver's seat, having the break advantage, but Pierson has an ace already, steps out, tries to hit a little jam. That one going a little too high. Not by a lot, though. That was a narrow margin.
It was barely off the fingertips, just above that shoulder edge.
Pierson in her basically trademarked look in the glasses serves another one that Kickstart will argue is high, and everyone else agrees.
I gotta agree too. It was just on the limit of too high, and the observers thought so as well. So that will give Kickstart another opportunity here to close game 1 out.
Well, that is why there are 3 observers up there, but Allen, her first serve is low. This set is good from Pierson, but Allen's able to track this one down. She stabs at it a little too much. Hui giving it everything she had, but not able to put anything on it. And that might have been a case of overthinking the set with the wind. She stabbed at it a lot.
Yeah, it's tough, but I think let's add that to the tally board. That's 2 opportunities so far that Kickstart have had to potentially close this game out and see if it comes back to bite them.
Foster swings again. I like it. And now Karah's got the ball in her hand with advantage. 22-21. All you can ask for in a first game from the final. She swings hard. That one goes over the head of Katie Pierson. And now moving on to a second serve. Pierson low, ready to receive. The drop shot comes in. Pierson swinging with her right into the body of Hui, but tries to get the soft touch, can't do anything with it, and clawing their way back into this game and hanging on for dear life are Biggie Smalls, and now Pierson has a chance to serve, try to steal one back yet again. Calls out the serve, crossed up in her stance, goes very wide right. This serve looks good. Allen's choosing to play it. The left-hand swing from Hui, not there. Now a break for Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, and even the little things here where depending on which side of the court you're serving or receiving on is really going to affect some of these touches, where that one came off really too high and just kept moving away from the net. If they had been maybe on the other side, it could have gone their way, but we're seeing a little bit of that grit from Biggie Smalls here that they've shown in their past couple tournaments, and they are now in the position to take game 1.
Pierson going back to the crossed up stance.
I'm holding the 10. I'm sorry.
Oh, great serve. But another good set. Straight into the rim. They're not going to call it a pocket, and that's game one. After battling and battling into extra points here, Biggie Smalls claws their way back, takes this one down after a couple of extra points, 24-22. And they're kind of showing why they won the first two tournaments of this 3-tournament stint that they're trying to close out right here, right now.
Yeah, somehow, some way, they came out on top with that one. I mean, I gotta say, Kickstart have a lot to be happy with that match. They didn't win, obviously, but they played well. They looked strong throughout. Towards the end, they had a couple opportunities to win that game with the break, and some missed sets, some maybe wind over affecting their play, but that really could have gone either way. And I think it may come back to bite them if they don't show up here in game two. If we see them come out in game two and Kickstart go down by a few points, that's going to be a pretty big hole, both literally and mentally, for them to crawl out of.
Yeah, that was. I hate to bring it up, but when they took a break right before it got into extra points, and they had 2 chances to put the game away. I don't know if they were overthinking the wind. I don't know if they weren't thinking enough about the wind, or is not thinking about it, doing too much or too little. It was. It's definitely something they'll look back on and adjust from, regardless of how the rest of this series goes. I expect them to battle here, try to force a game 3, but we will take a very quick break as I take a sip of Stewart Spike Seltzer, or maybe eat some Hampton Farms peanuts, and we'll catch you here for game 2 of the women's finals here in San Francisco.
All right, we are back for game 2 of our women's finals here in San Francisco, the first major of the year. We have Kickstart against Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls eking out the win there in game 1 of this 3-game series. And Kickstart will be here to try and battle back and force a game 3. Bryce, what do you think?
I think I'm ready to see some more action. The ladies are back down on the field at center court. Biggie Smalls up 1-0 in this series as Katie Pierson, who had the ball in her hand to end last game, takes a big swing at her first serve over the head of Sarah Allen, who was all over the field last game, but with all the defense, they still couldn't battle the wind and bring it back to the net every time. So I hope to see a lot out of them. That was a great serve receive. Good first pass from Pierson, who gets back to the net, tries to avoid the no-hit zone to get that on, but can't quite do it. That's a great first point here in the second game.
Yeah, let's take a look at this replay. I really think from Allen on that, Allen and Hui both need to start reading Pierson. She's being so smart on defense and run down the ball. If Allen maybe switches up, does a drop, gets her thinking a little more, they're making it too easy right now.
Karah Hui, missing serve number 1. Steps out wide right, decides to bang that one. And that is an ace for Karah Hui.
A good ace, because we had a great angle from the tent here to see that one come off so low and hard. Foster really struggled to get a hand on it. Just shot off that the no-no zone, as we call it, the palm of the hand.
Almost tried to put that back on one like Hui did there in game 1. And that one also up and over the head of Smalls, of Biggie Smalls.
I love that Pierson, before the ball was even past her, she already had her finger up like, that's high.
It's like she pointed at it the whole way over. Left-handed swing. Both the players are there on defense. Pierson's set was going to be awkward all along. I mean, with the wind especially and where her body was positioned, that was a mighty task, but good try. Can't quite get it there, though.
Yeah, maybe on a different day the wind doesn't carry that so far, and it gives Foster an opportunity. But for today, by all means, that was never going to work.
That serve so close to being good as well.
And a good little kickstart here for Kickstart, a 3-1 in game 2.
There he is. Just dropping that one on. Foster going to swing big with her right, but Allen in position. The set good. It was quick and a little bit off the net, but it was setting them up to bang that with the wind. I was excited to see her swing. Can't quite connect, but the ideas were there.
It was, and I mean, those are the points you got to take, especially when you're down a game. They're going to want a nice cushion going into the second half of this. You don't want to play from behind. It's so hard, especially when you're down in a series. They're gonna look to ride this confidence that they've came into the game 2 with.
All right, Pierson. All these players pretty much only going with their right hand, so she decides to hit something that acts more like a jam serve. kind of stays in a really inconvenient spot for the serve receiver to handle when done properly.
And interesting enough, Pierson's one of those players who really takes her time on her serve. You'll see some other players maybe do some fakes, some dekes, some dancing, but she just stands there. She's just gathering her composure, it seems, and maybe considering what to bring. But
that was a bad case of thinking it's high, not playing it, and it just got called good. It was a great serve from Katie Pierson. So a point there, and she gets to rotate, take another serve here. Swings hard yet again. good thigh up. It didn't matter, but good thigh up from Allen. And now Katie Pierson will have a second look at this as Allen takes a athletic defensive stance, hops to her right. Good first pass, good second set, but hitting it right at Foster, who's trying to get a soft touch. I think she was way too far to make that happen, but I like the effort. She's in the right spot.
She was. Got to give her credit where credit's due.
Now Hui, see if she comes back to a backhand. Now it goes kind of off one leg there, trying to generate a bunch of torque. Yeah. I don't love it, but maybe it's because I suck at it and my balance is bad.
Well, there's a reason we're here and they're there, Bryce.
That's definitely true, because they're the women playing in the women's fights.
Well, yeah. On top of that, yes, that is at play here. But I mean, we did see Hui chalk up a couple aces in game one.
Now Foster takes a big serve. The passes here on the serve receive has been good from Hui, and she misses there, and that just bounces off the rim. That's another one that you just need to have back. But I was going to say good job by Foster making it tough on the serve, but the receive wasn't the bad part. The serve receive was awesome.
Yeah, it really was. And now we're down a break, kickstart that is.
Set across the net. Oh, she could have waited. And now this one's got backhand potential, and she hesitates. She planted her feet and had to go again. I think that she had the potential to let that last one fall and really let her rip. The wind held it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's so tough. I really think that went downhill from the set from Hui. It was a little high, a little off net. Allen didn't have a whole lot to work with. So, I mean, if I were their coach, I might even take a timeout here. Going down two points right now. They're losing a little bit. If you think about that, they were up a couple points earlier. The momentum has definitely shifted into Biggie Small's way.
That was a great point for them. I mean, they had to make a lot of moves to make it happen, and it looked like there were a lot of moving parts, but at the end of the day, it was 3 touches and a point.
Take what you can get at this point.
Allen. That one looked a little funky. I even think she didn't like the swing. Now, we'll see if she takes the approach of just kind of booping this one on, getting ready for some defense. Foster set at the backhand of Pierson, but defended well by Allen, who swings from her knees. This one pockets up, and there's an infraction of the no-hit zone. That point will go to Biggie Smalls.
Yeah,
or wait, someone kicked the rim.
I think that it was actually Pierson who got an infraction on the no-hit zone. And so, I mean, I would say Allen got away with one there because her hit into space was not very good. It was a little pocket that wasn't going to win them anything, and they got a get out of jail free card from Pierson there.
A little bit. Right after we said they should think about taking a timeout, they've tied it up. And another good defensive touch here. This set, a good one with the wind kind of at the body of the teammate, but that still needs to find its way to the net.
It really does, and a team of their caliber, I mean, we saw them do that at the end of game 2. Opportunity to just close out, but some missed sets led them to not converting. It feels like they can just play so much better, and they're falling victim to the wind right now.
And this is a stance that we haven't actually seen yet. Pierson was crossed up the other way. She gets a big wide right serve, but what a weird push from Karah Hui, the old pet the dolphin that everyone in the chat always hates that I say. So I had to pull it out here.
I don't think I've heard that, but I do like it.
Yeah, it was perfect. And everyone knows exactly what I mean when I say it after they saw that shot. Good serve receive from Pierson, who backhands it and just misplayed by Karah, and she absolutely shows her frustration because she knows she should have had that.
Yeah, she's in the right place, but just doesn't get the touch she's hoping for on it. And Allen has no shot at getting a touch on it. I just can't stop thinking about petting the dolphin. That was a very aggressive pet she got on that dolphin.
That was so tough that she puts herself in the right spot there. and knows that she did everything right and then misplays it. That's tough. You got to shake it off at this level. You're only as good as your next play, and she's going to let that go. The wind holds that on. Cheeky idea. I like the thought of maybe just poking it off the net instead.
Been in a game of kind of a little small streaky game. A couple points here and there for both teams, clawing their way up to the 21-point finish we'll hope for.
That was another good one from Kickstart. Now Sarah Allen. Faking left? No, she decides to go left. I like the idea. No one's done it yet. Test the offhand of the serve receive. She'll go back to the textbook booping this on. Took it a little bit too nonchalant and ends up hitting the rim.
Yeah, gotta admire her at least trying to get it on though. They're ready to play defense.
Katie Pierson hits this straight at Sarah Allen. A falling back, Karah sets that and a missed left hand. The opportunities are all there for these guys, and they decide to take a timeout. They know that those were uncharacteristic, unforced errors, and they'll go to the sidelines, regroup, think about it, grab a swig of water, and kind of center themselves. Say, you know what, hey, we can relax. We can just play our game, but we will have to elevate down a couple of points to Biggie Smalls, who for the last couple of weeks have just been feeling themselves.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I mean, the way Kickstart's playing right now, they're not going to beat Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls is too good of a team to be missing those types of shots, so they really need to go look in the mirror a little bit and figure out how they're going to change the game in the next 10, 20 points here, because something's got to change if they want any shot at forcing a game 3. It just hasn't been good enough in my eyes.
They know it. I want to see a lot of defense from them. They get touches, but you know what? I changed my mind. We need to see less unforced errors. Their sets have been pretty good. The hits are just, we're getting rim, we're getting missed lefties, sets in the body that aren't getting back to the net. And you know, when they watch this tape, don't be mad at me if you guys watch this back. You could still win this game. But man, I know you guys have it in you. Biggie Smalls are playing pretty solid, so we'll see, since we are at about the 20-point mark, if Kickstart have what it takes after this timeout to get a point and swing the momentum back in their favor.
Yeah, and Biggie Smalls, I wouldn't say, are known for any mercy, so they're going to be coming in here and just trying to close this one out as best they can, and we'll see what Kickstart has to say about that.
I promise you, they are a no-mercy team. They took some pool play games 20-21-6, 21-7 or something like that.
Speaking of no mercy, that timeout did not do much good for Kickstart, coming right back, getting aced by Pierson.
It's basically the last thing you want to happen after you call a timeout.
Yeah, it's not what you're hoping for. You're trying to, ice the other team, reset your own, and they're right back to being down in momentum.
I will say, if nobody else on tour puts the amount of work in practicing and shows the amount of focus and dedication that Katie Pierson puts in and day out, I don't see how they don't just continue to run this season.
Yeah, this season, and depending on how many years she wants to put into the sport, she's still so young. It's she's got a very bright future with round net in the years to come if she sticks with it at the rate she is.
And that one's called high. That one's a little bit close, and they played that pretty calm, cool, and collected, but I thought they just blew another point there. Good call by the observer. Great serve by Karah Hui. And this swung on and missed.
And there you go.
The first falling away with the wind swing that Foster's had to take where she didn't actually convert.
Yeah, and the first little bit of life there we got from the fans liking the
there's the left.
Kickstart.
But Katie Pierson trying to drop this, misses the net completely. And here's the swing, and look at the determination out of Karah Hui. She is focused right now.
She's feeling it. They just got three breaks.
And look at that, forcing the other team to take a timeout. That's got to feel good.
It is. They came out of their own timeout and got aced, but they've turned it around a little bit here. And now we're looking at 11-12. It's a 1-point game. It's anyone's to sort of finish this out, but another timeout. What do you think Biggie Smalls are saying right now?
let's not call a timeout and get aced. It's probably a good one. I think that they are just I don't know if they have to even talk about a whole lot. They're playing very solid. I think they just wanted to stop the momentum that went towards kickstart and say, okay. They came out with a little bit too much confidence. Let's slow this down. Let's ice the kicker. Let's just go take a swig of water, talk to coach, Trip Pierson, dad, also big proponent for women's round net, helping grow this sport. So great person to bounce one or two quick ideas off of and come back out here and pretty much get the job done if you're Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, and it'll be Pierson back to serve, so she can kind of set the tone here. Excuse me, Hui to serve, so they'll be setting the tone.
First serve they called a little bit high. That was a great serve. Good reaction time from Pierson, and here we go. Called the timeout, got scored on. We saw this once before. We saw this actually at 2021 Nationals, where every team that called the timeout kind of screwed themselves. So
it's funny how that works, and I mean, if we think back to the sort of the last few points that have got us here, it's been just a couple mental errors from Foster in her setting and positioning. A good set there from Foster, though, and
that one that'll be replayed. Good touch by Karah. It went up and hit the glasses of Pierson. Don't know what they're calling.
I think you're right. I think it was a unintentional hindrance by Pierson on the ball, and they'll be playing it up.
Second serve now. To kickstart. Katie Pierson shuffles to her right. Bends down. Man, that is a small target when she is in an athletic stance.
Yeah, it's so hard to get the ball in that box, but that's what makes her such a good serve receiver.
Foster swings hard. Call that one high, not by a lot, but I would agree with it if they say high. No argument. She steps out wide right again, takes it easy. Good first pass, good second set. Pierson in the right spot, overruns it actually. So a point for kickstart on a big swing from Sarah Allen.
Yeah, very big swing there. Sometimes your best hit is just over the defense, who might be caught in no woman's land there.
The other side of Pierson's size, putting her kind of in no woman's land. But she's there setting now. Foster swings big. This will get pocketed or just will rim straight up. Another point for kickstart. And now they've got a lead. A team that was down 4 points.
Yeah, I think the current swing right now is at 8-1 point spread. Is that right? That sounds crazy. They went from, I think it was 8 to 12 that kickstart was down.
Wow, you're right. You're right.
That is huge when you put it so plainly.
Oh, big swing, soft touch, chasing it down a little bit too far. Good effort, but that's the point that Biggie Smalls needs here. Level this one back out. Everyone find their positions here. And Katie Pierson.
Slight confusion on where everyone is supposed to be, but looks like they found their spots.
Yeah, Katie understands that she's one of those probably like photographic mirror. She knows where everyone's supposed to be. She knows the rotations because she knows what serve she's going to hit to what people. She puts a lot of work into studying and knowing what's happening and knowing her opponents. So it's like breaking down film. Don't take the work for granted. There's a reason that she's won twice already. And now she's serving second serve to Sarah Allen. A good one. Good first pass. Lefty swing. Sarah Allen gets a little bit lucky that Allie Foster had already set her feet, but that will be a point on the lefty swing of Allen.
Yeah, a little lucky too. From here, the hit looked like it caught some rim, but maybe not enough to catch any of the observers' eyes. A nice backhand swing from Hui there.
We saw a deadly backhand from her already. This time she just boops it on. Pierson set, good. Foster swinging body from Hui. Great set. We've got ourselves a rally. Pierson swinging with her right. Defense by Allen. Going on two is Hui. And she puts that one away. That's the best rally we've seen so far.
That was some great defensive ups. I need to see that again. keep your eye on Pierson here. She looks like she either doesn't know where the ball is, loses it, but kind of gives up on the point when she probably could have made a play on it.
Absolutely. She gets stuck kind of and sees that go, assumes it's going to be out of reach. Great point all around. Brought life back into the series, into the fans, into me. And now we've got a strong right-handed server in Hui who's getting another chance to put a point up. Tries to boop this and just a little bit too soft. Doesn't get that to the net. They have one insurance point here, but they, after coming off of so much defense, they definitely wanted to find the net with that serve.
Yeah, and winning those long rallies, I mean, yeah, it only gets you one more point on the scoreboard, but I feel like it does so much for your mental game. It gets you sort of the crowd behind you. It builds some excitement, some confidence. You can't. It's priceless in a lot of ways.
Big swing. Stepping out to her left is Allen, but we don't see that from her a lot. She'll probably go wide right here, boop it on, and hope to play some defense. But Foster, who's going to have the third hit here, backhands this, pets her own dolphin, and that that is in a spot where nobody is home.
Nobody home, and Biggie Smalls, just like the first game, are not going to roll over easy in this one.
Now Pierson will serve. Coming down to the final stretch here in game 2. If Biggie Smalls pulls this off, it'll be a third straight victory for them. These passes coming in very hot, and that one over the head of Pierson as she leaps up there. Couldn't quite get a hand on it, and Kickstart inching their way to forcing a game 3 here at the first major tournament. And man, this tournament is not disappointing.
No, that was a great serve from Pierson. With so much pace on it, but Hui got a good hand. Allen was there. They converted. One of those ones that really probably shouldn't have gone their way.
Pierson, athletic stance, leaning back. Good first pass, swings big right hand. Good soft touch. This going across the net. Hui dives, can't get it back. Great effort by them. They were debating midair who should take the second touch, basically. But great try. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it back, but that's kind of what Biggie Smalls needs here to make sure they're still getting some points.
Yeah, what I will say is I think the difference in this game compared to the first is that Kickstart is starting to convert some of those defensive touches they're making. They didn't convert that one, but some of the others have put them in the position that they are now.
Oh, big serve here from Foster. Left-handed swing from Allen. It, by the look on her face, it's not even close to what she wanted to do, but they'll get the point.
Yeah, it's that those kind of clunky pockets that do you a favor by not necessarily going where you plan, but definitely not where the defense expects.
Now Allen and Hui one step closer to forcing this third game, but Foster on the serve receive has been solid, and she'll be swinging away here. Backhand, not hard enough. Allen in a position to swing now. Pierson's touch is good. The pass, it's going up. Allen is there. She's going to need to get back. There's a great set from Hui.
Wow.
Oh, but she doesn't wait just long enough. Great effort all around, and another sick rally from all these ladies playing in this final, this championship at this women's division here in San Francisco. I mean, look at this hustle from Allen. The fact that she even got there was nuts. Oh.
Yeah, such a good bid from Allen to get that one up. And I mean, I gotta say, the set was even better from Hui there. Gave Allen so much to work with, but I think just after the effort she put into that dive, it was hard for her to get back.
She swung her. This is a good serve from Pierson, and Allen couldn't handle the bad pass because of how good this serve was. And all of a sudden, we're tied up, which is a much scarier place to be against Biggie Smalls, coming off of a game where you had a break and lost in extras. Now we're not even in extras, and you're giving them the chance here with Pierson having the ball in her right hand to be able to try to steal the break back and make this a very scary scenario.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we're at 19-19 after what feels like Kickstart have been on such a run in the second half of this game. But it's all tied up. Biggie Smalls doesn't have any quit in him.
Pierson, swings pretty good on that second one. This one is going to be defended very easily. This is not what you want if you're Kickstart, and it is absolutely what you want in a fist pump from Katie Pierson, who's going to get the ball back with a chance to become major champions here at the first major stop of this
how
series.
Are Biggie Smalls in a winning position right now? This is absurd.
This is absurd. Everyone's waiting to see if they're going to take home a trophy, a medal, prize money, a great first serve. This high set, Hui gets it out there. Pierson in a good position. She's going to get a chance to swing lefty, but can't quite do it. And Kickstart will live to see another point.
Deuces 2020 game point in game 2. Sorry, not game point, but we're looking towards it in game 2 here. Hui back to serve.
Oh, I love it.
Kickstart probably feeling a little more pressure here than say Biggie Smalls, just because they're down a game. But at this point in time, you gotta be ice cold under pressure.
Well, they boot this on, and it's a perfect drop shot that they're calling rim. It was not so perfect. Not so perfect. Not as perfect as I thought it was.
I will agree with the observers. It did look a little rimmy. Very fortunate for Biggie Smalls
and
there. And that's an ace. Is that
well,
that is being called high, so we will run it back. Would that have been for the game?
She was acting as if she would have had another serve. Left hand,
wow.
In position to play it. Foster did everything she had to, but kind of in her T-Rex basket there. Couldn't quite get the hands on it.
Yeah, very choked up. Couldn't really work around it. And we're now at 21s. See what kind of magic Allen has.
Hits the rim, gets the ball back. A little refund. Just getting this one on. Foster to swing. She's got power, but hits this right at Allen, who hits that so low. Oh, she missed it.
Did she? Wow, so she caught some rim on that one.
It seems like she's swinging early, like she's antsy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's trying to keep it really low and it's not working, but what a rim. That would have been a huge swing.
Pierson serve, received pretty well. They will call it high. Now Katie Pierson. All the fans here in San Francisco waiting to see if they will become tournament champions, take home the pitcher, the medal, the money, and the rim. Is the only thing really standing in the way with both of these teams right now. They are struggling with all that plastic. And now Karah Hui, all tied up here at a lot of twos. Swings very hard.
Yeah, she's of the two between her and Allen, I would say Hui just doesn't hold back on either of her serves. She has ace potential.
That was a good one. They will call it high. She's leaned back very far, which is the point Karah's.
Wow. Wow. So they are, I kind of thought so too, but they are calling clean on that serve, essentially saying it was not high, and Pierson decided to call it high when she really didn't have to.
Oh, going lefty and calling that one bad for whatever reason. I like the idea of going lefty. She actually put some spice on that one. Foster swinging, and it gets just by the right hand of Hui.
Wow. We're getting a neutral zone, a no-hit zone infraction, and so that will end game 2. And we will be heading to game 3 here in the women's finals. What a way to end game 2. Kind of came out of nowhere, but, I mean, Kickstart snuck that.
We've been seeing some, on the men's side, on the women's side, we've been seeing some wild endings to games. If you guys weren't here to catch it, we saw a game over there in the round of 8 end with a body block back on the net and off from outside the no-hit zone. Now we're seeing a no-hit zone infraction end the game. This is insanity down here in San Francisco. We will bring you back to game number 3. I do want to shout out all of our sponsors: Hampton Farms, Stewart Spike Seltzer, Protein 2.0, protein-infused water, VII Apparel, and a big shout out to our man Andrew Gassaway off the camera, who's responsible for putting this all together for you to enjoy. We will catch you down here for game number 3, where we will crown a winner in the women's finals. And we're back, baby. We're getting ready for game number 3 here at the women's finals, and we've made a sub. Some people would say I've gotten one hell of an upgrade. Shaun Boyer had to bail. We've got Ben Dantowitz here, legend of the game as well. Did a bit of playing yourself today. How'd it go?
Went mostly poorly, beating a cold right now, but Bryce, may I just say, very excited to be sharing the booth with you. I believe our first time doing that, but apologies to the fans at home who are wondering why Bryce's co-commentator looks a heck of a lot worse right now.
I disagree.
I've got rim on that, Bryce. I'm so sorry to say.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got clean. Agree to disagree. We can replay that.
We'll replay it.
Yeah.
We'll replay it. But the players are out here. We are ready. You've been enjoying from the sidelines. How's the vibe out there? And what do you think is going to happen coming into game number 3?
Yeah, just listening to the peanut gallery, I think the biggest takeaway is we all get our favorite thing around right now, and that's game 3. Late in extras, we don't know which way it's going to go. Pretty much everyone wants a game 3, whether you're rooting Biggie Smalls, whether you're rooting Kickstart for taking the ship. We all want to see more around it, so hopefully you at home are enjoying that prospect as well.
Yeah, and what are you expecting? Or is that also your very political answer of like, we're just getting what we want out of this?
Oh, I have high expectations for a lot of rallies. I think at this stage, with the fatigue on these players, some missed sets, windy conditions, means we're going to need some better recoveries to get the ball back in play.
Couldn't agree more. Pierson and Foster have been playing pretty solid all day long. Their only loss so far today in a series had come in pool play, actually, against Kickstart. But as of right now, I don't know. It's been a battle, but I see Pierson kind of holding on, going back to her roots and taking this one home, although everyone loves the, quote, underdog story. I don't know. 3-peat's very possible for these ladies.
The Kickstart being the underdog. So, yeah, I guess it depends on how you frame it. Yeah. It's weird because I guess Kickstart has the 2-1 advantage on this matchup on the year, but then Biggie Smalls has the recency bias as a favorite. So
exactly. Maybe
it's just it's Goliath versus Goliath, David versus David.
That was a sick service. Oh, Foster, she swinged whatever. So early, Kickstart might have gotten away with one there.
I can feel just like the wind off of it coming all the way here in the booth. Really high level of difficulty for these players right now.
Another sick serve from Hui, and Pierson whiffs a big hit to try to get that back to the net as well. Granted, the set wasn't amazing, but it all starts with that badass serve from Karah Hui.
Yeah, as far as conditions go, this is a situation, another bang, where you probably just want to put the ball on and let the other team make the mistake. Karah Hui is putting on, top tier serves here.
This is what she wanted all day.
Mm-hmm.
This is what she was hoping to get earlier in the series. But a 4-0 lead to kickstart this game? Are you kidding me? Like, it is an uphill battle all of a sudden for Biggie Smalls, who are just talking up because of the recency bias that a lot of, even myself, kind of fell victim to. But they get one back here, and now's their time to roll.
Yeah, I could see a lot of big swings in this game given the conditions, right? Just if someone gets on the serving line and can get a couple breaks in a row, if the conditions stay gusty, we're looking at high teens right now. Could just mean putting it together 1, 2, 3 breaks. As Allen.
Oh, that is not the push that she wanted. They got to start hammering these with the wind, don't they? I mean, use the boom ball up and over. Use the 15 miles an hour wind that you got at your back.
Versus hitting it upwind, right? And then hitting the ball at like 10 miles per hour for hitting a 25 mile per hour hit upwind. All those physics majors out there can do the numbers for me. But yeah, Allie Foster trying to answer back with a couple of breaks too.
Yeah, that was awesome if you're a Biggie Smalls fan. Not an amazing hit from Allen, but they'll recover, I assume. And Foster swings very hard. The first couple of times that they get the ball, they really let her rip. But another backhand of her own. Pierson in a perfect spot. She's going to get a backhand, and I think it was just not quite good from the body language. But great rally, good positioning. Everyone's doing everything they're supposed to do except for converting on the hit.
Yeah, hard to say if it's an easy opportunity, again, because of the gust, but Allen set is pushing Hui so far off net because the ball is centered and then it immediately flies off to the side that Pierson's getting an easy first touch at least. So they should continue to get those looks if they get their serves in.
Yeah, I expect more defense for sure. This second set, pretty good. Good first touch, though. Allen set just shy of the net, and a big lefty swing from Hui that does not connect. Another point for Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, big hold after letting up 3 in a row to start the game. Oh.
Dang, that was absolutely the touch that they wanted. Everyone's positioning themselves pretty well. A little bit of luck goes a long way when you're playing up close defense like that, but it does not help that the ball went about 30 feet in the air and had all the time in the world to be affected by this San Fran wind. I know we've mentioned it a lot, you guys, but it is the real deal. Our tent is rattling.
These players might be rattled after hours of round net. Another fault.
Double fault from Pierson, and now Karah Hui of Kickstart will make her way back towards this service circle. Starting with a crossed up stance, spins the ball, goes one leg swinging big, generating a lot of torque. Again, I can't do that because I lack balance, but now she will step out wide, boop it on. This backhand swing goes, it looked like between the legs. That stayed unbelievably low. Great shot there.
A great downwind backhand by Foster. That ball zipped away from the net, receiving her former teammate of last year, Karah Hui. And now she gets a chance to get another break at the serving line.
Ooh, stepping out left, common when she goes for that jam serve. Foster kind of not holding back, tries for another one. Usually we see her and Pierson just opt for like a cut there with about 75% speed, but a little maybe too lax. Caught some rim.
Yeah, it looked like the toss. She's tossing upwind, so might be having a harder time getting a consistent toss for herself on the serve alone.
Allen with another good one. That one goes off, actually. Everything seemed pretty good about that. I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been a miscommunication from Foster and Pierson seeing the ball come off the net. The initial receive is fine, and then Allen takes the 2, jumps cleanly over the no-hit zone. Great athletic, quick thinking there, too.
I think the confusion may cost Biggie Smalls a point here.
Maybe a discussion of if Allen was cleanly outside the no-hit zone for both her takeoff and landing here, so we get another angle on it.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find out what the confusion would be after looking at the replay.
Really just great explosive jump by Allen, too.
Yeah, so athletic.
Cleared the no-hit zone and then like another foot. Like we could put a 2-3 foot no-hit zone for her. She'd love that.
Well, they do come away with the point, and now she serves. This may be called good. They're going to look straight at the observer. Sarah wants that one bad.
Observers need a second to check on this one. Might be some confusion on the positioning here. And so that's high. Okay.
All right, close call, but hey, that's why we have observers. Allen will take another look at a serve. Set from Pierson was across the net. This is defended by Allen, and this set will be long gone. We'll grab that ball tomorrow on our way out.
You put that forehand by Foster side by side with her backhand moments ago, hitting upwind versus downwind. Just night and day as far as how easy it is to receive and how quickly the ball gets out of frame.
Yeah, it's a great point. I don't think they're putting enough thought into how they could just be booming the ball with the wind. And the other team's got to battle the wind to come back, but good serve receive there. Another backhand. All 4 of these ladies are really strong backhanded players. The only one I ever really see swing with their left are the tall ones. I mean, Foster's got a big, long left arm swing, and Karah we've seen go to a lefty on a serve. So backhand seems to be favored.
Yeah. Hui, of course, known for that game point situation, backhand serve as well.
1, 2, and a push with her momentum. Good job by Katie Pierson. Pretty simple for her as the wind dies down and she's able to just play to her strengths.
Doesn't like whatever ball she was just given.
Get that thing out of here.
Yeah.
She chucked that to the stands immediately. Foster swings hard. Serve seemed good. Getting called.
Is it side pocket? Is it high?
Yeah,
we're not sure from here.
It could have definitely been pockety.
Players in agreement, though? No need for observers there.
That one, oh, that wasn't 75%.
No.
No.
Foster with some urgency now.
Yeah, they know that
Mid-game.
They know that they're down. I don't know. You think they need to swing big or they need to stick with positioning and just getting the ball on? Where's the argument? Where do you fall, I guess, on what half of the argument? Do you swing big or do you just get it on for defense?
It's so matchup dependent, but like we were saying, the wind is challenging players as it dies down, as I mentioned it. But just forcing your opponents to play seems to be the right
big
move.
Righty swing.
We've played so much around it today. The players, they're great athletes, but they've got to be fatigued. They're more likely to make a mistake and give them that gusty wind. Really now that that variably gusty wind too. So midpoint it might pick up and really alter how the ball is moving. It's a great opportunity to just roll the dice on even a tap-on serve if you need that second to go in.
Yeah, especially game one. Could have been nerves, but there were a lot of botched sets, a lot of missed hits last game even. So, yeah, I think booping it on is kind of going to be a play they should think about a little bit more. Good job. Look, no hit zone infraction. It was identical to the shot that Katie Pierson had hit just a couple of points ago, but no good.
Yeah. Just a footwork error. More likely than not, Hui had the ability to navigate it and just didn't check the feet as she made that move. Pierson made the call, backed up by an active observer call too. Gets that critical break to come within one, I believe.
Pierson just all business all the time. Left-handed set, not awesome from Karah Hui. Allen had to dive to try to get that back to the net, and the ball will stay in the hands of Katie Pierson. Crossing up her stance, back to business.
She's got so many looks too.
Wide right, swings hard, up and over. Let's try that again, second serve. All right, Katie Pierson sets her feet. Karah Hui back to receive. She's hunched over, takes a half step to her right, receives with her right hand. Good first pass, good second, and there's the big swing with the wind that lands at the one lone fan over there, downwind, looking at the sun.
Kickstart stays up 2 here at the split, but Biggie Smalls has been closing the gap since that early 4-0 opening from Karah Hui.
Slowly closing the gap. You're right. They keep playing this way. They can tie this up, and we'll see another one hypothetically go to extras. But that splits the gap of kickstart. Pierson, I don't want to say got away with one because that's not easy defense, but that's a great point for Biggie Smalls as they narrow the gap yet again.
Yeah, she's balancing where that set comes in and has a really good idea. Oh, my goodness.
Cow. That's about as good as that serve's been all day.
And she's cutting that downwind, too, so that ball just zooms off the net. You got to look at this from Sarah Allen's backside.
Zero chance. She hits another banger of a serve right here, actually. Lefty from Karah Hui. Soft touch. Now Pierson's going to backhand. She goes at it a little bit too early. Good rally here. But, man, Allie Foster, if she gets the ball back in her hand at the service line, I'm scared for what could happen.
Yeah, and Pierson there, it's so tricky because you said, you're right, she's going early. The ball's still a little bit high, but she's also tracking how the wind's taken to the net. So it's wondering, will I have a chance to hit this ball if I let it drop any further? Kind of you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But a really good effort there from Foster following up a ridiculous ace on Sarah Allen.
Yeah, Sarah Allen, who just took a first serve, looked her arm looks like it's moving slow. These players have to be tired. A swing from Pierson. Don't think that was good. Straight into the rim, actually. And now Kickstart takes a 2-point lead yet again. Is that right?
Yeah, try and hit that same step-through push shot, but the wind is pulling in the direction of where that rim is, so she runs out of net because of the height of the set. Such a marginal miss, and not really something you can train for when wind is so variable.
Oh, this is interesting.
Might be a near-net front rim call.
She's calling a foot drag, or Katie Pierson's asking for a foot drag. And this is where, being a young player, although experienced in the tournament setting, she can't let that get in her head. She needs to reset if she wants to have a chance to fix what's been broken. Drop shot attempt by Sarah Allen. I like it. And she'll get the ball back, sporting that blue headband. Going with the huge. 1, 2, and a righty push. Allen there, but not able to handle it. That was a lot of pace on the righty push as Allen was sliding in, but point for Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, and they keep the pressure on, and notably, we talked about how Biggie Smalls tends to be that team that's putting their seconds on. Kickstart has really been doing that more so than Biggie in this match, and so far they've got that advantage, maybe because they're just getting more opportunities to play defense, more chances for them to make a play.
We talked about fatigue. I talked about how it looked like her arm was moving slow. They're going to take a little bit of what's more of a medical timeout here as they stretch out Sarah Allen's calf, it looks like. She's cramping up just a bit, but thus far, we've seen some streaks, but Kickstart is holding on to a lead more than halfway through this game. Now, they've done this before, and then it got a little bit sketchy. towards the end of both games. So will this go extras? Will Biggie Smalls close the gap again?
They really could, and if this injury is any indication for Sarah Allen, hope she's able to get back on her feet and be at full strength, but maybe not able to play at that same level that she has been all day. So it's really going to come down to those breaks, those marginal sets, and just getting that serve percentage up. We see it on the field. You guys don't get to enjoy this, but we're chuckling because Sarah Allen was just swarmed with a team of trainers / friends. Want to make sure that she's able to play at her best. So just grateful to see that community around these players picking them up.
Speaking of community, I think the one thing we haven't mentioned on the stream, all of you watching, whether it's live or on YouTube, this is the epitome. I don't know if we can get a shot of what's going on the field really quick, but this is what it's about. I mean, these are friends that people have made over the course of months to years of just playing this sport together. Buddy Hammond was my best man, the guy down there right now, but I invited people that I met through Spikeball to my wedding. I mean, someone I met through Spikeball is my boss now. I mean, the community is insane, and if you haven't played at an event near you or a pickup game or used Spikeball around net as a way to meet new people, the community is by far the best part about it. Wins and losses aside, I've got friends for life all over the country, and you could too. Come join us at another tour stop near you, another major tournament, and test yourself against, 90 other teams that may show up?
Heck yeah. Yeah, that's tournaments.spikeball.com if you're looking to play in some tournaments. And I think if you get to any one of Spikeball's websites, you could probably do some clicking around and find out about all the other awesome things that are going on in the world of Spikeball and RoundNet. Yeah, one other plug I'm getting from the booth is the Spikeball app is also a great tool, an application on your phone, Android and iOS, to be able to connect with people locally in your community. If it's not a big tournament like the San Francisco Major, maybe dip your toe in the water. Just play a little pickup. All you need is 4.
All you need is 4. That is like the slogan of the year. All you need is 4. And you can play some Spikeball. Grab a set, visit spikeball.com, and just fall in the rabbit hole. Just come join us.
Come on down to the rabbit hole that is the Spikeball RoundNet community. Yeah.
You could find yourself here playing for a $2,000 cash prize. This women's tournament, I mean, I was wearing my sunglasses earlier because the future for women's RoundNet is just so bright. But,
oh, shoot, I forgot mine. And I've just been blinded.
But, man, I mean, and if Katie Pierson isn't, who's down there now, look at all business all the time. She's like, oh, she's not feeling well? That's great. I'm going to keep practicing because there's a lot on the line for me. I know I'm coming off some wins, but I'm trying to add another trophy to the case, so to speak.
Yeah, a lot of great things to be said about the future of the sport. Katie Pierson, as far as the future of women's RoundNet specifically, not even 18 yet.
No.
Bonkers. And already has 2 pitchers on the Tour Series this year. So, yeah. Come and compete with all these players. Come meet them. They don't bite. They might bark.
They'll bark.
But they'll bark. But they don't bite. So come join the community if you're not already part of it.
Can't wait to see you down here. It looks like Sarah's, she's adjusted a bit. Still getting the calf worked on and massaged over there. Getting some deluxe treatment from some other players, but hopefully, and they are nursing a 2-point lead, but hopefully this isn't what cost them a look at taking down Biggie Smalls, who they already beat in pool play in a 3-game series. We're in game 3 here, where they won games 2 and 3 in pool play. They're slated to do the same here, but it's going to take staying on her own 2 feet to get there. So who knows? Maybe she's going to say, hey, Karah, you get the ball back in your hands at the service line and let her rip on a couple of those again. Take a couple more points back, because it is it's once you've cramped once, it's in the back of your head the rest of the game.
And you might do it again, not even like psychosomatically, but quite literally, you might cramp again. So as far as kickstarts defensive-minded tactics, yeah, it might become a hard pivot to a serve balling team for, especially Karah Hui would be more than happy to swing away.
All right, Sarah Allen, fresh off a cramp. First serve is good. Low set, gets a little bit lucky. Pierson, great reaction time, gets that by Allen.
You say low set, I say quick set.
Yeah.
Defense doesn't have any time to see where the ball is going. But I understand, Bryce. You know, I balance you out with the little optimism, pessimism.
That is another big serve from Allie Foster.
In that same downwind spot for her pivot, too.
And you're right, those quick sets may just be the hot ticket in the wind, to be honest. Cut all the wind out of it. Don't really give it too long to affect the ball. That's what they were thinking.
Yes. They practice exactly that. I don't believe that it's only high teens gusting right now. I'd clock it at 20. This feels like about as fast as I throw a baseball, Bryce, you know?
Yeah, 20, huh?
Yeah, right at like 20, 22. Yeah.
Karah Hui about to serve twice as hard as Ben can throw a baseball.
No, that was twice as hard.
Yeah, that was definitely twice as hard.
Karah rips, probably in the 40s.
Serves again, just gets this one on. Good high first pass. This one, they're going to use some wind.
Oh!
Allen expending a bunch of energy every time they dive like that. I just assume her calf is going to cramp.
But I also love to see that she's still fired up and zoned and knowing this is what I need to do. I have to go for these plays. I need to make these plays if I want to win this match, win this big cash prize.
This tournament, bragging, I mean, they would love to take down Biggie Smalls, who's shown pretty much their dominance in the tournaments they've played in so far. Big crossed up stance here from Pierson, who typically from here steps out wide right, swings hard, and lobster traps this one, but chances are she does this again.
Got a regular Tony Romo on the mic next to me.
Hey,
just calling all the shots.
I at least pretend like I know what I'm doing.
You don't
really,
have to know. You don't have to know what you're
speaking. She was going to do that.
That's fair.
Like,
you don't have to know what you're doing. You just have to know what's going to happen.
That serve a little bit high.
That always hurts when you're going for. That's obviously a pretty good pace serve, but it looks like a tap-on serve for Pierson, who has such high percentages there. When you go for it and it still goes high, you're trying to get, maybe I'm not going to swing or maybe I'm going to tap it on and getting the worst of both worlds. A tap-on that is also a fault.
They call that one high as well. A lot of second serves here. 16-15 kickstart. Sarah Allen gets this one on. Pierson set pretty good to the right hand, but that one goes straight off the rim.
A discussion of back pocket roll up versus rim. The only other thing to draw your attention to on this replay is just the amount of movement off the set. Not the spike ball set, but the set of the ball midair.
And they're giving it the pockety roll up.
So a little bit of an ugly hit, but a point is a point. Foster now serving upwind, not in the power position, but trying to continue the tear she's been on, getting one or two, more or less the entire game 3 we've seen.
So true. This one. Oh, no. Stabbed at.
Oh.
Allen and Hui giving up the lead here. Or they're trying to call high. Hey, it's the championship.
Oh, no.
You've got 3 observers there. You got to ask.
Yeah, looks
Right.
looks like we don't have a clear view from the observers. It's going to be a replayed second serve here at 16s.
And a gift. That's a great serve, though. The scary thing about giving her another look, the left hand dropped on. A good recovery set.
Oh, no.
Pierson, an uncharacteristic miss at a very pivotal moment in the game where they had an opportunity to take a lead for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, after the wind had a chance at... Hey, hold. After... Yeah, just the wind really dictating how that point goes.
Karah Hui, and now with just fire in her eyes, setting with the right hand. Long chase down for Sarah Allen, and Hui can't get up there to set her back up. But yes, great tries all around, but staying within one or within a break even, like a half of one, is Pierson and Foster. And now Pierson, who is still sporting the Pit Vipers. Just, you don't want to see the fire in my eyes because it would terrify you. Stares down a spike ball net.
Would hate to be that spike ball net right now.
Oh,
Bryce.
Man, I thought I was going to catch on fire.
She also is acutely aware of how bright the future of women's rounded is.
Yes, exactly.
The future personified.
Just blocking out the haters, looking into her bright future, sporting the Pit Vipers, second serve, steps out, 75% swing. This one connects. And Hui, good right serve, but they're both in the same spot. didn't mirror each other like I feel like they've been doing.
Right.
And an unfortunate miss there. They know they could have
And
converted.
if not for hitting that ball strictly downwind, that ball is probably playable by one of them, even if they're slightly out of position, not mirroring. But that ball just runs away from the two of them. So we're still at a tie game.
Oh, big serve actually from Allen. Left-handed swing and a good wrap, good pull there from Foster, who has been going backhand every time her left hand should have been in play, and that's why she should be using her left hand more. That was a great shot.
Yeah, doesn't want to show it until the big moments.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
You mean that's been in your back pocket this whole time? You wait till 6 points away from game 3, or hypothetically 3 points away from becoming a champion?
Second serve for her.
Good first pass. Easy textbook, very what we'll call in system.
Yeah, haven't seen much of it.
Yeah, that was great. It's been tough. Everyone's serves have either been really hard to receive, or all the sets have been too high. I don't know.
Yeah, in system is the new out of system. If you don't see it enough, is it technically not even in system? I feel like the flailing around is the new thing.
Oh, that was so.
Speaking of things that you pull out in the clutch, right?
Yeah.
Allie Foster lefty hits. Karah Hui backhand serves.
That was the most Karah Hui swing ever. She just gets this one on. It was a good serve. This going across the net for the backhand. Allen tracks it down very well. This set, so awkward. She went about it with an overhand. Definitely, looking back, she will want to flip her hand over and give this another look.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's one of the situations where you know what you're supposed to do generally, but then you get a bit frazzled by the wind, and you want to take that set as early as possible so it doesn't get affected too much, and you end up doing something that mechanically looks poor.
At least a little funky.
Yeah, to put it nicely, a little funky.
Crossed up stance. Pierson's got the ball again. Swinging, but pocketing. Good grab. The observer chucked that one in. Pierson just like no look left-hand snag.
Some good chemistry between these observers and the players. They've been passing balls around for 3 games now.
All right, Pierson calls out the score. Swings again. 45% speed. They're calling this one high. A little lucky. I mean, I don't know how you don't play those at a time like this.
You have to be sure. I guess if Hoy's that sure it's above her shoulders and has the observer backing up on the call, I guess so.
Man, that's sketchy to me. That is so scary.
A veteran, high call, I suppose.
Yeah, what do I know? You know, I'm just a wash-up voice behind the camera.
I don't know that's fair. You just played with different high rules.
True. Big swing here. Allen over the shoulder. Willie Mays set or pass goes straight to the observer instead of her teammate. And sitting here at 20s, these ladies have played well over 120 points of round net in this final. And now one of these teams is a break and match point away from becoming the champions here at this major. And a big serve from Foster, received pretty well, but the swing not so good. Now Pierson's got a backhand of her own, defended by Hui, who's got another big serve. Foster chases it. Great effort from Foster, but a huge point. And it looks like we've got an infraction after all of that, and no hit zone infraction.
A no hit zone infraction, I believe, on Hui on that last hit. Oh no. Fantastic effort here. ZZ Hui on the last hit pulls it and just doesn't clear the hit, so I'm not sure if it was the takeoff or the landing. She did land a little bit on her leg, and she put her hand down too. Wow.
I couldn't tell where it was, but there's an observer who's basically dedicated to watching that, so can't miss it. Uh-oh, this set was so scary. Oh, that set was so not easy. It was predictable, and Biggie Smalls could have done something with that.
Hui nearly goes back-to-back with something you don't want to do. 2 no hits on infractions potentially as she scrambles around the net, beats the wind.
Oh.
She's doing she's hitting this downwind backhand, you guys. For those who don't know where the wind is going, it's going left right for Karah right now.
Oh, good second serve. High passes and good clean hit. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough.
I'm going to give him credit. I think that looks pretty consistent from here, especially given the conditions. That looked relatively comfortable for Biggie Smalls. Good control. So Pierson gets the ball back
At game point.
with advantage. Yeah, championship point here.
All the tension building. It has gotten silent. The only sound I hear is the wind roaring.
Did you hear
Going
me drop
hard.
that pin?
I didn't. I was so focused on Katie Pierson's right hand.
I'll drop the other one on your shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Pierson on second serve. Calling the score, steps out to her right, takes a big swing for a second serve, trying to end it herself. And we are level yet again. Kickstart needs to find a way, if they want any chance here, to steal a point.
Yeah, every other point in extras, you're just holding your breath when it's match point, championship point of a major, the Spike Ball Tour Series. And now it's 22s. Not to say there isn't a lot of tension, but whoever wins this point just gets advantage. Very different situation than winning the entire match. So I'm going to breathe during this point, and then for the next one, might need some medical help.
All right, this is an important serve to get on the net. This is about as good as positioning goes. Pierson's a great hitter, but Foster's the one you're scared of getting the third hit here. That one pockets up. They're trying to call it good in a straight line here.
Looks like one observer's got side pocket on the view. So the two calls potentially were whether the ball ever went above Pierson's shoulders or if it was a side pocket. The observer, I believe, with the side pocket perspective, gave that call. So it's a hold for Biggie Smalls, and now I hold my breath.
I just let out what was left of my breath. Oh, man. All right, Allie Foster, second serve. Will she swing away? But puts this one on. Hui swinging with her right to keep this alive. Pierson in the right spot. They have a chance to put this one away. Nobody home. And Biggie Smalls have become your major champions. Their third tournament in a row. And what a battle. Ben, what a battle this was for 3 straight games. Hugs all around. Sportsmanship is high around here. But, man, Biggie Smalls clawed back for dear life in game number 1 and 2. And this was insane. The fact that they found themselves in winning positions and came away with a championship is nuts.
Just a fantastic effort. Some really impressive comebacks there after having that drop in game 2, going game 3. Extras was kind of back and forth in game 2, and that consistency to then stay in it after a 4-0 deficit to start game 3. That's usually where a team can set the pace and say, we're going to win this match right now and put it away. Biggie Smalls chips away. We saw Foster with a lot of really good serves, aces, especially with the downwind throughout game 3. Pierson getting all kinds of touches, and all of a sudden, another game and set match for Biggie Smalls. Big credit to them. Great effort.
Yeah, huge on positioning. They played solid all day. A couple of hiccups in the first game, but holy cow. They deserve it. It was insane. It was a well-fought battle. Not to say that all their competitors didn't try as hard as they could to beat them, but squeaking it out. We played a lot of 3 games of extra round net.
Yeah.
That was everything you could ask for, baby. This is what
Yeah.
we wanted. But, man, what a way to end this tour stop, this major tournament here in San Francisco.
Yeah, uber consistent. If I'm not mistaken, the game scores were identical. 1, 2, 3, 24, 22, one way or another.
I believe you're right.
Nice little factoid for you guys at home. Don't know if that's ever happened before. Going to extras every game with a random score arbitrarily 24-22, just where the teams they just crack. They just break, I guess, that one extra point game. I know you've played extra points, Bryce, where you're in that moment and something just slips where you lose that one extra point. You give up that critical break. Happened pretty early in extras for these teams today, but a great effort by Kickstart, giving their best to Biggie Smalls, winning the series in the morning, but not the one that counts.
Not the one that counts. Again, a big congratulations to the ladies, Katie Pierson and Allie Foster, for becoming champions here at the San Francisco Major. Thank all of you for being here. Stay tuned for more Round Net action all season long. A big thanks to Andrew Gassaway. A big thanks to Ben Dantowitz for subbing in for Shaun Boyer when it mattered here at Game 3. And a huge shout out to our sponsors, VII Apparel, Stewart Spike Seltzer, Hampton Farms, and Protein 2.0. We can't wait to see you back here. Thank you for joining us here at the San Francisco Major here in 2022. See you next time.